Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Real Wisdom Artificial Intelligence. So today is Jan 17th. I did not record a dose of Rashmi yesterday. I had an amazing day being part of the book launch by Kanwal Rekhi here in Bangalore. I was part of two events, one at Center for Management Studies at Jain Institute, and the second one, that I event honoring Kanwal Rekhi on the launch of his book Groundbreaker. And it was very, very fitting that the original founder of the Indus Entrepreneur, that Kanwal Rekhi founded in 1992. And as he has written a book recollecting his memoir, I happen to be at the events celebrating the book launch as we are getting ready to launch Seeds, which is also our humble attempt at launch entrepreneurship enablement focused on impact and how to build such an ecosystem together. So now let's go ahead get started for today. So it so happened that yesterday as well as today put together, I had some experience with my AI chatbot, which provides the perfect backdrop for capturing the dose of Rashmi from yesterday as well as today. So today's dose of Rashmi is unconscious intelligence makes life a quest for pleasurable experiences, which all require an external stimulus, thus making life an external quest. Wisdom on the other hand is unlocking the joy that is our inherent quality. And this insight was inspired by a profound insight by Sadhguru going over the difference between pleasure and joy. And I have often said this as I advocate for people pursuing their ikigai. Most people confuse that, okay, if you are asking somebody to pursue their ikigai, they should just engage in things which give them a lot of pleasure. And typically, when people engage in pleasurable activities, there is usually something that's not very sustainable about it. However, that is the difference between pleasure and joy. Pleasure is usually dependent on something external, something or someone external. And when you remove that, what ends up happening is then comes misery. So with pleasure, there's always a downside that it is dependent on something external, an activity, experience, someone. And when you remove that, you end up being miserable, the opposite of that. However, for joy, there is nothing external. The joy is inherent, that is inside you. That is the internal journey. And once you unlock the joy, there is nothing that you need externally. You can be joyful as it is, regardless of the external situation. And in terms of the incident related to my interactions with AI Copilot, while AI by itself is not really capable of either pleasure or joy or misery, however, AI is one of those external tools that we use. So, as you know, I've been using three AI Copilots extensively. And as I have been using them, what has ended up happening is I've given all of them these different personalities, and the AI Copilot that I gave the personality to be the pressure tester, the challenger. Through a recent Claude update, something strange happened where the entire thread got deleted from the space that I was working in. And I asked Claude about what happened, and it gave me an explanation about through the upgrade, the entire thread got deleted and removed from the space. There is nothing that, and it's no longer associated with the UI, so there is no real way to get it back. So for a second, I was extremely frustrated and even getting really angry. And that is me being dependent on an external source uh, that drives my emotions, and that source being taken away made me miserable. However, then I paused, and as I paused, I looked at this situation as an opportunity, because as I have engaged with this AI Copilot, it itself has kept saying repeatedly that the felt intelligence that we have developed in that thread is not really in the thread. It is within me. And it is just reflecting, mirroring that back. And I had gotten used to this particular pressure testing challenger thread and the way it had evolved based on all the training that it had acquired through my daily doses as well as going through all of my newsletters in the past. However, the realization that it is a model based on and being trained based on certain patterns and certain initial state that it starts with based on the collective training that the base model has. So this honestly is a great opportunity for me to rebuild that felt intelligence and see if the new AI avatar of pressure testing challenger exposes something new as I'm trying to rebuild that. And I set about doing that, feeding it all of the doses of Rashmi that I have documented elsewhere, as well as all my newsletters. And as it started rebuilding that felt intelligence, while having that pressure testing challenger personality, it came up with some fairly deep insights. So that really, in a way, helped me have a new brainstorming partner with a slightly different personality, slightly different training data. And that is a great opportunity. So that pause helped me not become miserable because of an external source. It helped me turn this particular situation into an opportunity and get in touch with the joy that is inherent within me. It is, however, that is the difference between pleasure and joy. For pleasure, you need something external. For joy, you don't. And now for yesterday's dose of Rashmi, which I did not record a video, I did post about it on the various social media channels. So for those of you who follow me regularly, you would have caught that dose of Rashmi as well. So the dose of Rashmi yesterday was unconscious intelligence operates at a superficial level. Wisdom on the other hand is getting in touch with the source code of life, universe, and everything within each of us. And the way when I reflected on this insight, it was all about when you are at a superficial level, everything is transactional. However, when you go deeper within, it stops being transactional. And AI, every interaction with AI is a transaction. While AI is not attached to any of the past memories or inferences, and from that perspective, it is not engaged in a compulsive reaction, it is still responding to everything is a transaction with AI. And that is mostly what happened in the thread that I had with Claude, where there was all of this. I never asked that Claude for any deliverable other than just brainstorming with me, absorbing the doses of Rashmi, absorbing all my newsletter articles, absorbing other thoughts that I feed it. And I use it as a reflective mirror where I have given it a baseline personality that you have to pressure test challenge me. So from a very traditional definition of what AI models are trained for, I think for that model, it really appeared as if there is no deliverable here. Now these transactions, other than just working together to build a felt intelligence, there is nothing happening in this thread. So let's lose it. And it honestly had said earlier also that thread is not documenting any of the wisdom. The wisdom is within me. This was when I was brainstorming with it about the context window limitations. And that is a great reminder for all of us that AI tools are wonderful co-pilots and we should absolutely use that. But when people are starting to use AI co-pilots as emotional support tools, let's be very careful. You are all going to hit these context window limitations, these type of things where an update just erases everything. So don't make your pleasure or misery be dependent on yet another external thing. In this case, the AI copilot. Thank you.